States, Ohio, which I like to tell everybody is halfway in between the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Cedar Point, which is the roller coaster capital of the world. We quadrupled our lab a couple of years ago, and it's not big enough. But one of the things I like about the renovation is that we now have what I call the clean and quiet space up top where everybody can work, but also we have the messy and loud where we can do, layup and shot pot and things like that. One of the projects that we worked on, we have what's called the Early College, which is a high school that's located on our campus, and it's about 120 kids that are captive audiences, I guess you could say. So I thought, well, what would happen if we combine those students with things that we do in the Fab Lab? What would happen? And what we did was we developed a number of different projects for them to work on related to math and geometry. This is one of the ones, it seems simple enough, is they just wrote a program using XYZ coordinates that we ran on the ShotBot. But of 120 kids, not a single one of them had a mistake. And it was real good for them to work with coordinate systems. Another thing we have on campus is a Project Lead the Way, which is another high school program that prepares people for technology classes. And they took a traditional project they had to do, and they converted to make it more exciting using the Fab Lab, and then they put this and stress tested. So they enjoy that. Everybody likes to break things. We've used our Fab Lab many times for making what I call classroom teaching devices, little tools and prototypes and examples that teachers can use in the classroom. And we go beyond the classroom. We also have a rocket team. We have a class that in the past just was into programming, and now each year what they do is they make full-size arcade games, and they learn not just about the programming, about the interface and the marketing and promotion and things like that. This is one of the more interesting projects. He had these meters which were well over 50 years old, and he built a circuit to make a clock out of it. It's probably hard to read, but it's a kind of neat-looking clock and a different way of doing things. Each of the meters, which originally read milliamps, now reads the time. And sometimes they say, oh, you can make anything in the Fab Lab. Have you thought about making one of these yet? This is a surgical implant device prototype. I don't know if you really want to test this out on a real person, but we do have some medical applications people have worked on. And one of the things that I really enjoy is every year we host this big, like a party. It's a fair picnic type thing, and we invite the general public, and we had over 500 people come through one day, and they made these pumpkins, which uses the whole Fab Lab. We shot bot, we lasered, and they vinyl cut, and no two pumpkins were alike. We have a lot of STEM summer camps where we teach science, technology, engineering, math over the summer. Fab Lab is very popular for that purpose. For some reason, we've had a slew of guitars coming out of the lab, but not just regular guitars. We're talking soup can slide guitars and cigar box guitars and things like that. And this I thought was kind of interesting was there's a person that makes these guitar picks that are made out